The opening keynote was a collaborative keynote with Professor Sharon Weldon, where we were looking at where simulation has come from and where it's going next. So I was explaining some of the key points in the last 30 years that I've been involved in simulation, and towards the end of that time Sharon was working with me, and now she's taking things on and developing the whole idea of transformative simulation, which is the theme of this conference. It's been a great pleasure to be involved with ASPiH for such a long time. I've been involved with it right from the very beginning, really, and it's been a fascinating opportunity to engage with the simulation community over that time as it's grown and as it's become more and more diverse, and more ideas have been coming out of the many people in every part of the world who take part in the conference.
Well, me and Roger were looking at some of the key innovations that have taken place over time in simulation and what that's led on to, and the opportunities and the new purpose in simulation it's created. And ultimately we were looking at the transformation of simulation over time, but how that's led to transformative simulation, which is this year's theme for the ASPiH conference. Well, it's a real privilege. It means that this time next year I'll be taking the presidency of ASPiH on, which I'm very excited. ASPiH's growing exponentially at the moment. We have a really diverse membership, there's great opportunities happening, and we can really hopefully support the simulation community to go forward.
I have grown up as a child simulated patient. I've been involved in simulation maybe since the age of 5 or 6, and I did a lot of roles as a child with regional trauma teams. And in 2014, so I was 12 years old, I presented at the ASPiH conference in Nottingham, and I presented along with the paediatric regional trauma team, one of the teams I'd worked with, and I was presenting really on behalf of the child's perspective, and I was talking about the ethical pillars of medicine. And then in 2019 even, at the ASPiH conference in Belfast, I presented again at age 17, and I did a short communications presentation about the impact of being a child simulated patient on a young adult. So I undertook a study where I did focus groups of young adults, and really got to the bottom of what are the benefits of being a child simulated patient. And I put together a project and I presented that at the conference in Belfast then. And I actually won Best Short Communication Presentation for that, which I was thrilled about. And I'm back this year for the ASPiH conference in Edinburgh, so 2024, and I'm now aged 22, and I'm a medical student at Barcelona, London, but I'm here today presenting on behalf of Simcom Academy, where I'm their student ambassador now, and I did a presentation about enhancing the mental health first aid awareness training and involving simulation-based learning in that. Yeah, fabulous. It's really quite something, returning to something which I feel I've grown up with. And I'm seeing a lot of faces who I recognise and I remember, even though I met them maybe when I was quite young as a child, when I worked with them first. So it's really great to connect and see so many lovely faces.
So it's good to come back to ASPiH. So we have been here before, but being able to bring the truck with us enables us to come with different simulators, all the different options that are available. But it's also meant that me as the sales manager in the UK, I have this great asset which I can take around to all of our customers so that we can raise awareness and encourage better surgeries for trainee surgeons as they develop through their surgical career. I think the value is to network and get to see all of the customers in one place as opposed to having to travel around and see them. It gives the customers an opportunity to come and see us at VirtaMed as well, but it also allows me to raise awareness of what we're able to do in terms of new products and in terms of our strategies moving forward.
My experience in ASPiH has been a great one. Starting from the pre-conference that I attended on yesterday. It was very great, very interactive session, very interactive people and very friendly, and I'm happy to be here. Being my first time in Europe, I think is one of the best decisions that I've had to make in this place. The best workshop that I've actually attended is on the research workshop, which has been really great on qualitative research. I'd not attended that before, and it's been one of the most exciting workshops that I've attended in ASPiH. Yeah. I'd love to come back again in ASPiH, and it's my first time, and I think it's still one of the best experiences that I've had here in ASPiH.
It's just been amazing. One of the drivers for the Student SimStars competition was to grow students as part of our membership, and we really want to welcome them as part of ASPiH. We're an inclusive organisation and we want students to be part of what we're doing. So that's where the idea came from, and we've just been blown away by the ability of the students in terms of creating these scenarios which have had this golden thread of our EDI as part of our standards incorporated into them. And they've designed them, they have just run them, including pre-brief, facilitating it, and debrief, and we're just, you know, awe-inspired by them. It's been incredible.
Well, it has been tremendous. It's been a collaboration between ASPiH and the IRIS online authoring tool, and I was there because I have a real interest in students designing their own simulations and then doing peer teaching. So what we found is by using the EDI part of the new ASPiH standards, we wanted the students to weave a story that would link to their professional world that they're training for, whether that's pharmacy, nursing, health, medicine, all undergraduate. And the collaboration, seeing the students perform, has been truly inspiring, and actually their designs were at a level that was highly unexpected. They were absolutely brilliant.
I talked about surgical sabermetrics and how data science from sports and spaceflight could be used to enhance performance in healthcare. Using some data from simulation, but also looking at how, for example, tennis and NASA use data on team performance to be able to put together winning teams. Great to be here because Edinburgh's such an amazing city, conference centre is great, and I think they've had a record turnout here as well of over 1,000 people, so it's lovely to be here. And actually there's lots of people who I know who are at the conference who I get to show parts of Edinburgh to, so it's wonderful to be here.